Welcome back. We're here. Shout out to my brother Information Man Show. I see you. I see Sugar Bomb. Shout out to Sugar Bomb. Hello. Welcome. Information Man says yes, romantic. Like everybody is capping big time about that. Can we just stop the cap once and for all? This is a romantic relationship we're talking about.
Stop the cap.
Yeah.
Stop the cap. I love that. By the way. That's my favorite line.
Yeah. Let's see. Right now, we want to talk about difficult conversations in marriage.
Oh my gosh.
How do you feel about that?
This one, the difficult conversations in marriage, I feel like it's not about the conversation being difficult. I feel like it's how you say it.
No. First of all, stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
It's how you say it.
First of all,
For me.
For you.
Yes.
What do you think of? Of course, you think it's how you say it. She's looking for soft landing.
Yes,
right?
I don't like.
I get that. We'll get to that part of the conversation, right?
Okay.
But what came to mind first? What did you do before we came back from that short break? Difficult conversations. When you saw that title, what did you do?
I was like, I hate those. And I'm being real.
This is real.
Because
real life.
Sometimes I feel like the tone.
Uh-huh.
Just because you're my husband doesn't mean
if you go that tone direction, I'm gonna make this very hard for you.
No, it doesn't mean you get to talk to me in a certain way.
Okay.
So if we're gonna have
I can keep my food now.
No, you can't do that.
I'm alpha.
Which alpha?
And omega.
Don't be me marry you. Didn't I accept to marry you?
Alpha and omega of this relationship.
Look, you can't marry yourself.
Where's your femininity? You're getting masculine. Where's your femininity?
Excuse me?
Don't let us become Donovan Sharp on this platform right now.
Let's keep it real.
Let's keep it real. All right.
Me as a person,
So it doesn't matter if I'm alpha. This issue is about my tone.
Okay, you're alpha.
Okay.
You're alpha.
All right.
But can we talk about what type of person your spouse is first? Like me, for example, I'm the first to tell you I'm a sensitive person.
Right.
So if I'm going to say something to you, I talk to you in a way that I want you to talk back to me.
Right.
If you are the blunt kind of dude that has no soft landing,
no filters, nothing,
I'm not going to hear you. That conversation is dead. I don't care what you have to say.
You just shut down.
I shut down. So who are we having this, your spouse that you're having this difficult conversation with?
Right.
How are you having the conversation? You know, these conversations most of the time are not soft. They come like a slap to the face. Wait.
Easy. The title says difficult conversations in marriage. They're not supposed to be easy. Soft.
I hear you. It's a duty, yeah? But some of us
it's duty and responsibility.
We're not here for it. We are not. It's how you tell us.
So is that because you choose not to be here for it? What is going on in your head that you know that this is a marriage? You wait. Stop the cap.
Don't trigger me.
Right?
Oh my
you
God.
know that this is a marriage, right? We're going on a lifetime.
Yes.
We got a whole family structure to keep together. There's real life things that not just your feelings that has to be taken care of. Right? Real life things that have to be taken care of, right? Children, our livelihood, our future, savings, retirement, right? You get caught up in your feelings, right? And you're now telling me you just go into your head and say, I'm just going to shut down. How does that work in your head that you just shut down?
Can I give a real life example?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Please.
Yesterday.
Thank you. Throw me under the bus.
Yes. Since we're having difficult conversations,
right under the bus.
There? Yes. Yesterday, we had to go see the dentist because my 14-year-old...
Somebody said, no, you be far for kill.
Oh my God, that deep.
I'll be telling these folks, man. It's not that deep, man.
It should never be
I
that
need
deep.
water at this point.
And I don't like deep stuff. I'm just saying. Me, I'm not for that deep
right.
stuff. We had to go to the dentist to have a consultation about our son who needs braces.
Right.
Now, when we had this conversation, over there, I'm going to be a little dramatic.
That's okay.
The dentist said,
Learn from the
Tumi has, overcrowded teeth.
Right.
the bottom one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they need to straighten it out so they can stay in place.
Mm-hmm.
By the time they told us the prices of the braces,
Right.
which was like in the 6400s, right?
What?
6400.
That's what you recall from yesterday?
Yes, they said 6400.
You see?
Wasn't it 6400? Was it? What was
You see?
Maybe I'm being honest.
First of all, wait. Has anybody had this experience before? I'm looking at the chat. What does it typically cost braces for teenagers? What does it typically cost? Anybody know? I'm waiting.
Wait, was it 6400 or 8400?
It's definitely not 6400. But it's kind of interesting that all you remember is 6400.
Anyway, let's get in the conversation.
All right.
So when we now got in the car,
Mm-hmm.
they said he needs braces.
Look, baby.
8K,
D-Love is on point. It was
so 8400.
I can even recall in my head the girl was writing 79. 79. Anyway, continue.
Well, then my husband comes up and talk about, well, in Nigeria, did you have braces growing up? And I'm like, hold up. Nigeria is different from United States of America.
Right.
If a child needs braces, they need, it has to be some, like, if you didn't have overcrowded teeth, maybe I will understand where you were coming from. But in that moment, you tried to tackle it, compare this time to our time. We didn't have braces. Why?
I should have a sound effect for Hawkins.
Why didn't we have braces in Nigeria? Was it a common thing?
No, it was a luxury. We didn't have access. My point is that it's a luxury.
But even with that, I knew a whole lot of people that the only person that I knew that had braces when I was in Nigeria then was these twins wearing the metal braces, and we used to look at them like weirdos because we didn't really know what that was. So I had to come to America to even know about braces, and it made sense. And how many of us back then had good teeth?
I had.
Exactly.
I wasn't eating candy.
No, it's not about that. Even at that, you still have those 2 pointy ones.
I do.
My point is, I'm not going to compare our era in Nigeria to our children's era.
So it's good that you brought that up. It's good that you brought that up.
I pushed back at you yesterday.
It's good that you brought that up because that is an example of a difficult conversation.
It was a difficult conversation.
And based on what you just said right now, you didn't hear me at all.
Because you threw Nigeria into it. I was like, wait, what?
And it's a good point. And when you're having difficult conversation, it's your responsibility to make sure that the person can hear you. If they can't hear you, you have to learn when to leave it alone for the time being. Okay, if it's not involving safety, security, if they're not going to hurt themselves in this moment, right? You have to learn how to back off. You will have the time will present itself. You will have that conversation the way it needs to be had,
right?
Because it goes back to everything you were saying earlier, soft landing. But to me, it's not about soft landing because somebody's getting triggered by that. Say, why must it be soft landing? It's a marriage. It's not about the soft landing. It's about you actually want to make sure that your message is being heard.
Right.
You actually want to make sure that the message lands, right? And especially if you're the leader in the equation, it's your responsibility, not your fault. I know somebody's thinking fault. So it's my fault? No. Responsibility. It's in your best interest to make it your responsibility that your message lands.
Right.
Because if it doesn't land, you go collect. You and her and the children go collect, right? So the issue, and not to dismiss I'll just say this really quickly.
Right.
It's a question I still have. If the insurance is not going to pay for it, to me, my head is telling me that it's luxury.
That's what you said.
That's all I was saying. And it doesn't mean the baby will still need it. Right?
But you know what that sounded to me?
Right.
It sounded like a no. Like he doesn't need it. And I'm like, babe,
conversations.
This kid has overcrowded teeth. It's not like your own teeth that is straight right now.
Right. Nelly says Nigeria has better dentists too. We were in and out of dentist office at Apapa. Some of us are from the village.
Okay.
Some of us are from the village, yo.
I mean, that's still,
I'm
talking about back in this times that I'm talking about is like 2000 and between 2000. No, not 2000.
Right.
Between 1993 and 97.
When you were in your teenage years?
1991. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 1991 I was 11 years old.
Was luxury.
Yep, you can't skip braces. It will affect the child, especially when the rest of their classmates are doing it. If I had to surrender to it. All right, good one. Yes, braces can be very expensive, and insurance is not paying. This was a question that I had. It was a question, and based off of where we were in that moment, it came off as a difficult conversation. And you just have to know. My own thing about difficult conversation is that I generally don't bring up difficult conversations. We don't.
Your gracious greatness. I go chop or king biscuits with my grills.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
They're already giving us pamphlets of what not to eat and stuff.
Akin biscuits was the thing back in the days. Yeah.
So anyway, my thing with difficult conversation is that if your spouse is bringing up difficult conversation, thank your head. Because what's the opposite of that? What is the flip side of that? Resentment. Okay. Mm-hmm. If you still find yourself in spaces where difficult conversations happen, sometimes I know it feels hard and it feels difficult, but you should actually be thankful. You should feel blessed. You should feel privileged because you have somebody that care enough to want to have difficult conversation with you. Yeah. The flip side is that they don't care. Okay, don't care.
True.
Okay, don't care. Don't care. Don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Don't care. Don't care.
Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Still don't care. I don't care. I don't. I don't care.
They say don't care. That's the flip side of that, right? You could be with a person that's in a space where they don't care anymore. They shut down completely. So that doesn't mean you should now every other day be having difficult conversations. That's probably toxic arguments.
Yeah, because somebody's probably saying, no, we have to have difficult conversations all the time. Like,
no, you're toxic. Chill. Sometimes you're just toxic. Okay?
Chill. I don't want to talk right now. Do you mind?
Sometimes it's just toxic, right? Yeah. So I tend not to. My fault, my weaker side for me personally is that I tend not to bring up difficult conversations. I tend to find seductive ways to get it to happen.
Right.
Whatever I'm looking for, and I feel like it's easier for everyone. Everyone is happy. Everyone gets value out of it.
That's easier for me.
It's easier for me. And funny enough, it's easier for me too. See, when I try to engage that idea that difficult this ideology, this religious belief that difficult conversation must happen from time to time. Somebody told me the other day it must happen from like it's not a marriage if it's not happening. Like, no, bro, you're toxic.
Right. But when that person is saying that, in my head I'm thinking they want to argue.
You want to run from them, right? So it's like no wonder why your spouse is trying to run away from you. Like, it must when they say it must be like, no, like, chill, man. I can tell right now why they want to run so far away from you in that difficult conversation is going to happen by itself. It's like weather. It's going to happen anyway. Mm-hmm. Right? But the idea that you're embracing it as ideologies must happen, no, don't do that. There are other things. For me, it's been much easier. Every time I've tried, I haven't, probably in a good 5 years, I haven't tried to initiate difficult conversations. Not me. We might end up in it because I have like a pushback, right? But me, like, let's sit down. We have to talk.
You used to want to fix things.
I wanted to fix things, right?
Immediately.
And it's hard. It's so hard. I can feel the veins, I can feel the muscles here tightening up so hard, so quick, right? So I'm like, you know what? Relax.
And in my head, I'm like, you're familiar, right? Like, what is it?
But because people have learned that they're supposed to, these things like they hear marriage is hard so much. They've internalized it, and the ones that want it to work, that fell in love with marriage as an ideology, are supposed to be here. It's a romantic relationship where we actually want to be here. Like, no, nobody forced me to be here. I actually want to be here, right? People have internalized that because the idea of duty, responsibility, religion, all this, people will flog themselves.
Duty is actually triggering, I gotta say. You mean I don't have to be in the mood and I just have to do it?
No, well, you're talking about Kerewa.
Yeah.
But in reality, have you not fulfilled so many duties and responsibility today?
Every day.
Every goddamn day. Why don't kill yourself? People want you don't kill yourself. These are things you don't have to force. If you have it to force, is something is missing and it's not spelling out duty and responsibility. If you're missing something, I don't know what it is because I don't know you, I don't know your story, but you're missing. It's not duty and responsibility that's missing. It's not. It's something else. But that's conversation for another day. But again, the difficult conversation in marriage, it's a default. It's going to happen.
Gonna happen, yeah.
But don't turn this to an ideology. Don't like, be careful, because there's a fine line between difficult conversations and you're just toxic. You just like,
Just like misery.
Vicia says, love it, disagreeing to agree without fighting. Yeah,
what happened to that?
we just disagreed now, right? We didn't even realize it was a disagreement.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, because it's not that deep. But, this thing is deep for some people.
It should not be.
D'Souza, shout out to D'Souza. I see you over there. Let's see. 2 of my teeth had to be pulled out because the dentist that was treating it was filling it with cement. Hey, Jesus.
And sure, I found a dentist. Can I tell you a story? My own experience with my dentist. They made me pull out my wisdom tooth.
This is Nigeria?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, here.
Sometimes these people do things because
somebody
of
say
money.
you go to dentist in Nigeria, you're like a baby in Nigeria.
No, here. They had me pull out my wisdom tooth. And then, what do I know? Your gum grows. Before I know it, I started having space. These same people came back to me and told me I needed
They will sell you something. That's why I was looking at that lady sideways.
I looked at them, I'm like, what?
Listen, dentists are notorious. I don't know if a dentist is here. Show yourself right now.
I'm sorry, dentist.
Dentists are notorious for upselling people. When she was writing 7-9,
I'm like,
I was going her sideways.
Are you for real?
I was like, okay. And then the next line that I predicted, but unfortunately, insurance won't cover that. There you go.
But like
and then you will play that sound by Chiye. You know me so well. But yeah, we'll be right back.